Hello guys, this is my video on March Madness, and let's zoom in here. But first one, Duke versus, got down here, NC Central and North Dakota State. I think North Dakota State will duke it out and win. F. Dickinson versus Prairie View. I think Prairie View will do that. Belmont versus Temple. I picked Temple. And Arizona State versus St. John's. I predict St. John's. So, Duke versus the 16 seed. I think Duke will win. VCU versus UCF. I think UCF will win. Mississippi State or Liberty. I think Liberty. Virginia Tech or St. Louis. Virginia Tech. Maryland or Temple. LSU or Yale. I'm predicting LSU, probably because they did lose in their tournament. That's why they got bumped down to the 3 seed. But they're really good, so I think they're gonna get far. Louisville or Minnesota. Louisville. Michigan State or Bradley. Michigan State. Gonzaga or Prairie View. Gonzaga. Syracuse or Baylor. I predict Baylor. Marquette versus Murray State. I think Marquette. Florida State versus Vermont. I think Vermont will lose to Florida State. St. John's or Buffalo. I think St. John's will win. Texas Tech or Northern Kentucky. Texas Tech will win. And Nevada versus Florida. I think Florida will win. Even though Nevada did do well, I just think, or last time, I just think Florida will win this time. And Michigan or Montana. Michigan. So Virginia or G-Web. I know they lost to UMBC, and a lot of people think they're going to lose again, but I just don't think this time. Oklahoma or Ole Miss. I think Oklahoma. Wisconsin or Oregon. And Kansas State or UC Irvine. I'm pretty close to UC Irvine, and I'm in that area, so local proud. Villanova or St. Mary's. I am very surprised that they were the 2 seed, the 1 seed, and the 1 seed because they won previous, and then they went down to the 6 seed, but I still think they're going to win. Purdue or Old Dominion. Purdue. Cincinnati or Iowa. Cincinnati. And Tennessee or Colgate. So, the toothpaste company started a college. Tennessee. North Carolina or Iona. They're usually like the 8 or 9 seed. Iona. They're not anymore, but North Carolina will win, I think. Predictions. Utah State versus Washington. Washington probably, because I had a friend who moved up to Washington, so hey, why not? Auburn or New Mexico State. Auburn. Kansas or Northeastern Kansas. Ohio State or Iowa State. I think Ohio. Houston or Georgia State. Houston. Wofford, the big old Wofford versus Seton Hall. I think Wofford will win. Kentucky or Abilene Christian. Oh, that's my finger. But those are my picks. All right, here we go. UCF or Duke. Obviously Duke, because they have Zion and the other 2 best players in the world and for college. Liberty or Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech. Temple or LSU. Michigan State or Louisville. I think Michigan State. Gonzaga or Baylor. I think Gonzaga will win. Marquette versus Florida State. I think Marquette will win. St. John's versus Texas Tech. I think St. John's will win. Florida versus Michigan and Michigan. So let's go to the other side, the South. Virginia or Oklahoma. I think Virginia will win. Wisconsin or UC Irvine. I gotta go with Wisconsin. The 5 seed's probably gonna be the 13 seed. Villanova or Purdue. Villanova. Iowa or Tennessee. Tennessee. Yep. North Carolina versus Washington. I think North Carolina will win because they are a pretty stackhouse team. Auburn or Kansas. Auburn. It's a 5 versus 4 seed. You can't really go wrong. It's like the 8 versus 9 seed. You don't really know, and it's not like the teams aren't really uneven, like a 1 versus 16. So Ohio versus Houston. I think Ohio will beat Houston. Wofford or Kentucky. I think Kentucky. Psych. Wofford. Wofford is gonna go through. All right, Duke or Virginia Tech. Duke. LSU versus Michigan State. Oh yeah, this is the Sweet 16. LSU. Gonzaga or Marquette. Marquette. St. John's or Michigan. Their luck is over. St. John's is eliminated. Michigan going through. So go up here. Virginia or Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Villanova or Tennessee. Villanova. Psych. Tennessee. North Carolina or Auburn. North Carolina. Ohio State or Wofford. Wofford. 7 seed gonna beat the 11 seed. Alright, going to the Elite 8. Duke or LSU. I just think Duke is gonna win. Duke is really, really good team. LSU also good, but I just think Duke is gonna win. Marquette or Michigan. Michigan. So they're going to the Final Four. Wisconsin or Tennessee. Tennessee. And Wofford or wins against North Carolina. Yeah, there we go. Final Four. Duke or Michigan. I think Duke will win. And Tennessee or Wofford. Wofford. And my prediction in Minneapolis. Wofford or Duke. I think Wofford will win the final. This is just kind of like a tiebreaker, but final of 74-69. But this is it. Like, subscribe, and do your best. We will see you later, and comment down below who you got winning. Bye.